There's one final link, okay, that I wanted to mention that is the reason why I feel that the Bogger Box, excuse me, the DNA20D Bogger Box is superior to the Provari. Okay, and that is because it's a bottom feeder. Now, to use a Provari, okay, I have to use an atomizer or a clearomizer, right? And it's going to depend on the wicking system that's inside of it. Okay, so in other words, if you have slow wicking, then you're going to get dry hits. Okay, that's the way Provari works. It's a top feeder. Now, on the other side of the coin, the DNA20D is a bottom feeder. As you can see, there's an 8 milliliter bottle on the inside. When you squeeze that bottle, liquid comes up through the tube. I have the by the way, I have the top of my atomizer partially, RBA, partially unscrewed, so that I can take it off quickly and you wouldn't have to watch me fiddling with it. Okay, but what I wanted to show you was, if you look carefully, I have a reamizer too, which is a great bottom feeder. Okay, and I got a nice piece of, I believe this is Echo wool, but I usually use whatever. If you look carefully, you can see those coils. Okay, right before I take my vape, I squeeze the bottle and watch. You see that fluid? It went right up. It saturated the wicking, and then it sucked it back down. No dry hits. I don't have to depend on anything except myself to remember to squeeze a bottle to get a fresh, or I would say a freshly wicked wick every single time that I vape. So to me, bottom feeding, it doesn't matter what the unit is. A bottom feeder is just superior to a top feeder, to a tank, to anything that's out there. And by the way, that's my opinion. If you're happy with the Genesis tank, on the rebuild side, or an EVOD, or a Pro tank, all the power to you. It's all a matter of personal preference. But theoretically, here, put my hands up. Theoretically, the variable volt is, not the variable volt, excuse me, the bottom feeder is the only system where you are guaranteed just about never to get a dry hit or a dry vape, and you're guaranteed, as long, and you can have instant wicking anytime you want it. So bottom feeders are superior, in my opinion, to top feeders. So when would I use a Provari? Well, first of all, the Provari is made out of metal. So, and it's very durable. I have dropped it and everything else. So the Provari, is good, would be excellent in situations where you need a durable, a little bit smaller unit. That's a use for it. Another use would be, again, the Provari is a Hummer tank. It's very, very, durable electronics-wise. I've had mine for over a year now, or I had it for a year before I had a problem, and the only problem that I had with it ever was that low ohm atomizers came out, 1.8s. The original 1.1 Provari wasn't built to do it. They weren't out at the time, and my circuit board went bad. But Provape fixed it, even though I would have. It's a long story. I would have had to have paid to have it done. Okay, but when it comes down to it, right now my Provari gathers cobwebs. Okay, why? Because I like high voltage vaping. The Provari can't go that high. I like RBAs, which require that high voltage. Okay, and finally, okay, my favorite type of vaping system is the bottom feeding, because you get the absolute maximum best wicking. I go into sometimes I go into vaping shops, and they're very intrigued by my box, and then I show them, how when you squeeze the bottle, that the wick instantly gets saturated, and their mind just gets blown. They just go, wow, that is great. So, and finally, with the advent of DNA20D chip in bottom feeders, being able to go down to 0.6 ohms and 20 watts, it's a great vape. So, the Provari, yes. If you like to vape in the tolerances that the Provari is in, and you need the durability and you want the reliability, then by all means continue to use a Provari. Provari Pro, hey, it's a tube, it's made out of metal, and it's more durable. The con is that except in low wattage vaping, okay, i.e., this unit is not able to step down, okay? So, as we saw with, I believe it was the 1.8 ohm atomizer, we could not get, below 3.8 or a 0.4 drop. Just wouldn't do it. So if you like a cool vape, then this would not be the APV for you. But aside from that, it's superior. I should mention too that everybody says, well, the Provari is American made. Okay, the variable Bogger Box is American made. The chip it's using, the DNA20D, is by Evolve, an American company. So, and finally, my Bogger Box has a 1-year warranty, just like the Provari. So, again, buying a Provari or owning a Provari is not a bad choice. The Provari is a great unit. Please quote me. Okay, don't just listen to the bad things I say, because nothing I say is really bad. I'm just describing the tolerances that I've seen. Okay, and one thing that I will show you a little bit later is I'm going to put a battery that's mostly discharged and is working perfectly in the Bogger Box into the Provari, with that 1.18 atomizer, and you'll see that the Provari will not be able to keep up the voltage, when the battery is not full. But that's for, a later or earlier video. And by the way, I may be incorrect, but I don't think I am. Anyway, again, Provari versus DNA20D. Okay, I have to say thumbs up for DNA20D in high voltage vaping. Thumbs down for Provari in high voltage vaping. Thumbs up for Provari if you like a cool vape, low vapage, low watts vaping, and you need a step down. Thumbs up for the Provari. Okay, also, thumbs up for the Provari if you need the durability of the aluminum. And also, the Bogger Box is wider, much wider, because it's a box. So if the size is off-putting, then I would have to say thumbs down for the Bogger Box. But overall, okay, my Provari is gathering cobwebs, and I think it's going to gather cobwebs for a time to come. Anyway, thanks for watching the comparison of the Provari versus Provari versus the variable volt Bogger Box. And one other final thought: don't flame me. Okay, I've done comparisons where I've shown voltages, all right, and what the units are doing, and I have stated, if you're happy with the voltages and that it will do, then stick with the Provari. And I'll also state that I believe that the bottom feed system is superior. okay, to any top feeding system that I've seen or tried. But if you're happy with, the top feeding system that you have, hey, all the power to you, whatever keeps you from smoking, okay? But if you haven't tried an RBA bottom feeder at high voltage, I don't know if you've tried the best vape around. Thanks for listening. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you are watching this video. Okay, by the way, this video is signing off 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Goodbye.